everyone, and welcome to Lying Around Connecticut with Carol and Harry. I am Carol Kearns. My husband Harry Shue is our co-host. Our mission for the show is twofold: to provide information about Connecticut Lions events and to showcase the many different organizations and causes that Lions support locally, regionally, and internationally. Harry?
Good evening and welcome. Please consult our website at www.lions23b.org or your district spirit for more information on coming events.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lying Around Connecticut with Carol and Harry.
This is the celebration of the century.
Wow!
We are here at the Red Lion Hotel in Cromwell, Connecticut. This is the MD23, Multiple District 23, celebration of the Lions Centennial. It's going to be a great evening. Music, dining,
dancing, and it's been a great 4 years celebrating the centennial. I say, en avant.
Welcome to the celebration of the century. We're really glad to have all of you here. I'm thrilled that we had the turnout that we did. Tonight is about all of you, and I want to say thank you for all your years of service. I want to say thank you for everything you do. The Lions Club is what it is because of each one of you. Tonight you're going to have an opportunity to have some fun and laugh and dance, but you're also going to have an opportunity to hear some testimonials about what your service has done for some of the people in the community. And we also have a video up here that shows some of the Lions at their work. I would like to thank our committee. If our committee for tonight could please stand up and be recognized. The concept for our committee started almost 5 years ago when past council chair Ken Tucker and myself were talking about the Lions 100th anniversary coming up. So almost a year and a half before LCI had an initiative to have a centennial, we in our district were already thinking about it. And at the next council meeting, past council chair Ken said, Denise, you're going to be the multiple district chair of the Centennial Committee. So for almost 5 years we've been doing this, but there's a couple people in addition that are on the committee, but I would like to thank them because they were with me and putting up with me 5 years ago and stuck with the entire thing. So Alan Dan Hirsch, Frank Rowe, District Governor Hillary Koenig, District Governor-elect Harry Shue, and Lion Carol Kearns, thank you, and District Governor Bobby and Lion Nora. And I would be very remiss if I didn't thank my partner in service. Unfortunately, this morning he got a call. He does storm restoration work, and he had to leave our event to respond to New Hampshire this morning, so he's not with us. But I want everyone to know how much of a support he has been for me and helping me with this event. And in absence, I say happy birthday to him as well. So now I'd like to turn the microphone over to our Master of Ceremonies for the evening, Mark Lyon, who is a past council chair from the Brookfield Lions Club, and he is our own candidate for international director, and we wish him well in his candidacy this coming July at the convention, and I'll turn it over to Mark. Thank you, everyone.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to the celebration of the century. Thank you so much for coming out this evening. We are so happy to have all of you here. We're looking forward to celebrating some of the activities that our Lions have helped to support over the many years that we've been working towards this day. So before we get started with a formal opening, I did want to mention there's been a lot of work put into building the displays that are out in the hallway. And I want to encourage you, if you have not already done so, to make sure that you take a walk through the hallway. Start right here, go around the corner, and look at all the great service projects that have been done by those clubs who put together these storyboards for you this evening. So please take a look at that. You may also wonder, what is that strange medic alert bottle on your table? Well, that is just a little gift from my home Brookfield Lions Club and our group of Brookfield Lions over here. This was one of our Centennial service projects, putting together a medic alert bottle for people to have in their homes and for seniors, and we've been very successful. How many have we given out? 1,500 of the medical alert bottles over the last year or so. So we just wanted you to see an example of just one club service project for the Centennial Challenge. So enjoy that as well. So without further ado, I would like to ask for Council Chair Kathy Randall to please begin with the salute to the flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
District Governor Hilly Kovnick, would you please lead us in the invocation?
May God give you, for every storm, a rainbow, for every tear, a smile, for every care, a promise, and a blessing in each trial. For every problem life sends, a faithful friend to share. For every sigh, a sweet song, and an answer for each prayer.
District Governor Bobby Clark, would you please lead us in a verse of America?
Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of thy pilgrim cry. From every mountainside, let freedom ring.
An alliance toast led by District Governor Shaka Khan. I would draw your attention also to your bulletin, your program for this evening, listing the contributors to this evening's event and also the members of the Centennial Committee. And before we start dinner, I'd also like to mention that this committee, the Centennial Committee, served to pledge 1 million people over 4 years when LCI was pledging to reach out to 10 million people. Well, that number was far surpassed in a very quick way when our multiple district 23 reached its goal in just a little over 2 years, and we're still working very strongly towards that. So thank all of you who participated in the Centennial Service Challenges throughout the multiple district. Thank you so much. I'd also mention to you that we have done many other activities statewide in recognition of our Centennial Service Challenge, including billboards to bring awareness and increased membership, our legacy projects that have been done throughout the state, and of course participation in our international parade. So we look forward again to continuing to expand on those projects that have been started over the last year to make it a better place for all of us. So with that, enjoy your dinner, and we will be back up shortly thereafter. Thank you. But 45,900 on pairs of eyeglasses. And total funds raised to date, according to LCI, $1,034,142. Thank you so much for all the hard work that you continue to do there.
We continue our after-dinner program with MC Mark reading a testimonial from some parents in Connecticut whose children were helped by our Lions KidSite USA Pediatric Eye Screening Program.
Our twin daughters have always had normal screenings in their routine pediatric exams. We never suspected that anything was wrong with their vision. Because of your excellent screening tools, however, a serious eye condition was identified in both of our daughters. The Lions Club screener showed that their eyes refracted light differently, and the written report provided to us stated that our daughters were at high risk for anisometropia. Would you? Anisometropia. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Keith. There will not be a test later. We immediately brought the girls for a full vision exam done by an ophthalmologist, and they were diagnosed with amblyopia. Okay. We learned that our daughters had 20/20 vision in one eye, while the other eye had extremely weak vision. The doctor stated that if the condition was not treated within the next year or two, they could have completely lost vision in the weaker eye. They are now wearing glasses, and they wear a patch over their strong eye for part of the day so their weak eye can learn to see again. We are extremely grateful to the Lions Club for the vision screens in school they provided to children using their state-of-the-art technology. Sincerely, Amy Brendan Warner from Bristol, Connecticut. The next letter reads, the opportunity for my son Colton, 17 months at the time, to have his vision screened at such a young age has been life-changing. The screening done by the Plainfield Lions Club in March 2016 through the FRC Playgroup in Plainfield made a huge difference in our lives. At such a young age, the standard procedure is to have a pediatrician check a child's eyes and vision with a series of rudimentary exams during a well-baby checkup visit. If there are no physical abnormalities noted during these visits, it is standard procedure to wait until a child is either of preschool or kindergarten age, insurance doesn't cover eye exams until age 3, to have their vision checked by an eye doctor. Having a family history of significant eye issues, I asked my pediatrician numerous times to have my son's vision checked as a proactive measure. I was repetitively rebuffed. I often explained that my vision issue of lazy eye was caught too late, not until I was 6 and no longer able to be altered, and I did not want my son to suffer a lifetime of issues that I have had to deal with as a result of this vision abnormality. I often brought up the issue of frequently failing and having developmental delays. Having his hearing checked normal and the support of birth to 3 for developmental delays, I continue to bring up the issue of concern over Coulter's vision. It was not until I had the vision screening done by the Lions Club that I had solid evidence that Colton needed to see a pediatric ophthalmologist. His screening identified some issues, and using that paperwork, we were able to convince his pediatrician to give him a referral for an exam. The eye doctor did determine he does have some serious vision issues, blurry vision and astigmatism in both eyes, nearsightedness, and the ability to develop a lazy eye if corrective lenses are not worn. The expense of the eyeglasses, over $300, were not covered by my insurance company, as most insurance companies declined to pay for this fee. But my husband and I felt that the expense was well worth the future we were hoping to create. I am so grateful to have had the opportunity to get my son some much needed help and the support of numerous people who have made this happen. Thank you, Erica. The last letter is about young Gavin, age 3 at the time. In February of 2016, the Lions Club came to our elementary school to perform a routine eye screening for all students, including my 3-year-old son, Gavin. In this screening, the test found a problem in Gavin's left eye. Following up on the screening, I took Gavin to a pediatric ophthalmologist in Glastonbury, revealing serious problems with his eye immediately resulting in glasses. Gavin has farsightedness, slight astigmatism, and his left eye wanders, and he may need a patch in the near future. Without this screening, we would have discovered these problems much, much later, causing further damage to his eye and the nerve connection to his brain. The ophthalmologist also said, had we waited, Gavin could have possibly been legally blind in his left eye. We were completely shocked and scared. We're incredibly grateful to the Lions Club for providing this service, which has truly changed our lives. Our son's vision is in the process of being repaired and decreasing the progressive damage he would have had I not brought him to the ophthalmologist at such a young age. Saving Gavin's eyesight was a direct result of a simple screening. We feel truly blessed. Thank you so very much, Amanda. I would venture to say that these are just a few of the many, many letters that could be written. We have all been involved in eye screenings, and pediatric eye screenings, especially in the recent years, have been the most important things that many of us have done. And we know what the referral rates are. We know that they're high. But we keep doing these tests because it's important. We keep getting introduced to new schools and new places where we can talk to the parents and children about their eyes and do the screenings because it's important. It's what we do. And we need to keep that up. We need to make sure that we have these opportunities to get in front of all these groups that are underserved, especially in inner cities. And I think we've done some great work in a lot of the cities within Connecticut to make sure that those children are seen, at least by us, so that the referrals can be made. So thank you all. As you continue to receive these letters, please share them with people to make sure that they understand the important work that you're doing to help the children and adults here in Connecticut. So thank you all, and thank you for submitting these letters to me. I'd like to ask Lion John Bradshaw if he would please come up and do a brief introduction for us.
Good evening, everybody. John Bradshaw. I'm the president of the East Haddon Community Alliance. And as Mark so puts it, we've got the opportunity to increase the areas where we're getting into to screen children's eyesight. And about 3 years ago, Lynn and I did a kindergarten in Middletown. Referral rate was about 12%, and we were scheduled to go back the following year. And when we walked in, the school nurse handed Linda a letter, and it was from a family whose son we had screened, and they had quite a remarkable tale of his experience and their experience with eye care professionals. So part of the letter said we'd love to come and meet you and say thank you in person. So they came round to the house, shared their experience, and part of the reason tonight was to get a guest speaker to share their story. So I'm happy to say that we have the Crew family, and they're Shayna, Jason, Addie and Nolan, and they want to just share a few words to share their experience.
I want to thank you all so much for, that was a really loud number. I'm a 7th grade language arts teacher, so I have to talk over the kids a lot, sorry. So I'm very proud to be up here and humbled by the invitation to come and speak in front of you all. This is my daughter Adeline, my son Nolan, and my wife Shayna. And thanks to you guys, we've had a real life-altering event for the positive, thanks to the screenings that were done. Our son Nolan was born, and for the first few years of his life, our biggest worry was that he would never talk. He was very quiet. Now one of our biggest worries is that he will never not stop talking. He picked up sports at a young age, and right off the bat, baseball was his favorite, and he batted left and he threw right, just like me, and I thought, he was emulating his father, which I always thought was a really awesome thing, that he was looking up to me. But it wasn't until later on that we found out the real reason why he was actually batting left-handed instead of right-handed. Preschool and kindergarten, he was achieving at very high levels in school, but as parents we were frustrated because he would never color in the lines. His handwriting was really messy. His letters and numbers were always very screwy, and we kind of attributed to him rushing through his work, and so we used to give him a really hard time. In November of 2016, the Lions Kids Sight program came in to do their screening at Farm Hill School in Middletown. We then received a letter and the printout from the screening from the school nurse that told us that Nolan had an issue with his left eye and that we needed to go see an optometrist as soon as possible. When we went to the doctor, or actually when we were first notified that he needed to see a doctor, we were shocked because he had never complained about his eyesight at all. He had been to the pediatrician about 3 weeks before for his 6-year checkup and was 20/20 in both eyes. So when my wife Shayna brought him to the optometrist, the doctor found a congenital cataract in his left eye. And that while he was 20/20 in the doctor's office, in reality his left eye was actually 2200, and he was legally blind in his left eye. So good job cheating, Nolan, I guess, at the doctor's office. Due to his age, because he was already 6 years old, and I think you heard in a couple of the other letters, eye development happens very quickly. He needed immediate surgery to have any chance of hopefully correcting the vision issue that he was having, as that surgery is only recommended up to the age of 8, and then it's kind of past the point of no return. So in February of 2017, so a little over a year ago, Nolan had surgery to have the cataract removed, and he had an artificial lens placed in his left eye, and then was given high lens bifocal glasses. He had one additional surgery afterwards because, as is his luck, the stitches didn't dissolve like they were supposed to. So he got to have double eye surgery in a sense. And I had my answer, why he did it that left-handed. He couldn't see out of his left eye. Or why he did that right-handed, I should say. He couldn't see out of his left eye. So there was no way he could hit a baseball if he was batting right-handed. And that's why he batted left-handed, not because I was the coolest dad ever. His vision has steadily improved every month since the surgery, so over the past year. And within the first month of having the surgery, once he had recovered, he jumped 2 reading levels. He started coloring in the lines, which made his mother much happier, for sure. He hasn't missed a beat in sports. He was a member of a fall baseball team that won the district championship this year. He was the youngest player on the team. He was 6 playing with 9 and 10-year-olds. And like I said, the coloring and the writing were no longer a hurdle. We had a Houston We Have a Problem moment about a month ago when the school nurse called my wife Shayna and said, Shayna, we need to talk about your son's left eye. The vision in it is only 20/50. And my wife said, oh my God, that's amazing news. 20/50 now? The nurse probably might have called the local mental hospital for her, but needless to say, we were ecstatic that his vision had gone from 2200 to 20/50 in just a little over a year. The Lions Kid Sight program saved Nolan's sight, saved his sports career, saved so many things that he wouldn't have been able to enjoy otherwise, because he surely would have lost all of his vision in his left eye without this screen. So while he might be without a few teeth, smile Nolan, thanks to the Lions Club and all of you, he is no longer without his sight in his left eye.
I just want to say a heartfelt thank you too from all of us, from our family and each and every one of you. Every day what you do for our family and every other family you touch. I am your biggest fan. I tell Nolan's story to everyone, everywhere I go. So thank you, really, from the bottom of our hearts.
If it wasn't for the Lions Club, my brother would not be able to see it out of his left eye. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for saving my eyesight. If you didn't find my catwalk, I would not be able to play with my sister, family, and sports. Thank you so much, Lions Club.
Thank you so much, Crew family. Thank you, Lion John, for bringing them with you tonight. What an amazing story. Just a testament to, again, the great work that we were able to do, with the resources we're given, with the monies we're able to raise, with the community and the service we're able to provide every day of the year. That story was just wonderful, and thank you so much for being here today, Crew family. Thank you. All right, a couple announcements before we bring up our guest speaker for this evening. Immediately after dinner, games led by the East Hampton, which club is leading us in games tonight? East Haddam Lions. East Haddam Community Lions, I'm sorry, is leading us in games, so we want to make sure we're here for that. It's a surprise. We don't know what's going to happen. Right, John? Right, Diane? Diane Bielski knows. But she's not telling us what's going on over there. All right, so we're going to stay around for that. We also want to make sure that, again, you have an opportunity to buy raffle tickets. You have the 3 items that are being raffled off, including the Lion's Head, which is being raffled off this evening, plus the Leo raffle and the 50-50 raffle. Please see Diana Grise and or Nan Burdick. All right. Our special guest this evening, past International Director Jerome Thompson from the great state of Alabama. Lion Jerome finished his two-year service as an international director last year. And in the past year, he's served his first year as the Global Membership Team Chair for Constitutional Area 1. We had an opportunity to take Lion Jerome out for dinner last night and really get to know him a little better. Lion Jerome is a quiet man, quiet soul, but he's very focused. He's very focused on leadership development. He's very focused on membership. He has a very strong message, something that may be different for some people to hear. I know he gave a talk this morning on different types of clubs and different ways to attract people to Lions. So I want you all to give him a good listen tonight. He has spoken around the country for the last few years and is not about to give up yet. We're very pleased and proud to have with us this evening past International Director Jerome Thompson.
I think that someone at LCI and my mother wrote that bio. It's almost embarrassing because we don't do this for any reason other than we like to see the smiles we put on faces, like the family that was just up here. And it is a tough, tough act to follow. Y'all were tremendous. Thank you so very much. We're here to celebrate this gala event, a century of service, Lions Clubs International. Now, I could start and tell you in 1917 about the founding in 1925, and I do need to stop there. You know, Helen Keller was born in North Alabama, about 35 miles from my home. If you've not been to her birthplace, please visit North Alabama and spend some time there at Ivy Green, the birthplace of Helen Keller. But we're going to continue to fast forward, and there's so many things that we can talk about that Lions have done in the first 100 years. The thing that I believe is most overlooked, that is probably the greatest contribution that we've made to world peace, is we, the Lions, in 1945 was the only non-government organization that helped to form the United Nations. We, the Lions, had clubs in countries that were at war, and we could talk with them and bring people that were at odds together. And we were given a permanent seat at the United Nations, and we continue to hold that seat because we, the Lions, have clubs in 214 countries today.
Weren't those some great testimonials about our Lions KidSite USA program here in Connecticut, Carol?
Yes, they were very poignant. I say hooray for Lions, hooray for parents for following up.
So next week, we will continue with past International Director Jerome Thompson. That's going to do it for this episode of Lion Around Connecticut with Carol and Harry. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed our show this evening. Tune in next week for another Lion Around Connecticut with Carol and Harry. Good night.
Bye-bye.